Good evening to you all. Lulu Chamberlain, regarding your application. Thank you for your application to the Gaston Trust for Imagined Architecture's annual fellowship. We received a record number of applications this year, over 100 in total, and regrettably, you can award only one fellowship position per year. As you know, our review process includes a multi-phase blind committee analysis of portfolio submissions, as well as a careful review by a panel of subject matter experts on each applicant's notability and relevance in the field. We must be extremely selective in our process so as to maintain the level of standards we have established over our 35 years in operation. The panel did not select your application. Bad luck. We encourage you to consider reapplying next year. Many young artists and architects reapply for a few successive years before being accepted. Sincerely, Dr. Carlstone Norden, Architect, Gaston Trust for Imagined Architecture. What the hell's going on over here? Is it like someone floating above them? The printed text is a hastily handwritten note. Sorry for the condescending form letter. Love your work. Unfortunately, I'll just do the mail here. Yeah, I don't know why there's legs in the sky. Lula throws the letter in the wastebasket. And she opens a folder on her desk labelled Proposals. Lily sorts through documents, all printed on fading letterhead reading Bureau of Reclaimed Spaces. Site 1, Hospital, proposed use Auto Dealership. Distillery, proposed use Graveyard. Site Basketball Court, proposed use Kennel. Let's review Proposal 2, the Graveyard Singers. Mysteryness of things. Distillery still active, but scaling down operation to less than half of the site. Distillery built on top of the graveyard originally. Hybrid distillery graveyard could share resources. Chapel, once repurposed into bottling facility, could be repurposed into chapel. What? That doesn't make sense. Chapel once repurposed into bottling. Yeah, maybe it means it can be recycled. Site 1 Hospital. Proposed use Auto Dealership. So she endorsed that one. Hospital closed due to repeated sanitation violations. Auto dealership sanitation requirements comparatively lax. Small operating rooms could be repurposed into offices. Large cubicle style administrative offices. We can't really close the hospital, so no. Rick clears his throat, apparently. Busy? It's not important. Oh, okay, great. Really great. I mean, sorry, that's not what I meant. Did you get my note? About the proposals, I've just finished them. Oh, great, okay. I'll tell Diane, I think she was waiting on, I don't know. So, how did your application go? I was in the mailroom and I saw you got a letter back. I mean, to pry, I just saw. It's fine, Rick. I'm not going anywhere. How's your goldfish? That's a curious question. Act 2, Scene 1. The Bureau of Reclaimed Spaces. And here we are, after our, quite honestly, terrifying escape from the mines. Let's see what Mr. Dog has got to say. Get a good rest in the truck. Sorry about all this walking. I'm sure it's hard on your creaky paws too. What's this barrier? Oh no. We're suffering from the same can't move to the side deal. Come on. End of the line. Maybe it's still under construction. We can hope. I guess we go down here. Or do we? No, doesn't look like it. I think we've got to keep going this way, surely. We had this last time around. There was a bizarre delay for the screen panning, and I don't know, we couldn't figure out why. Come on, it must be something right here. Whatever it is I just clicked on. Ah, this must be a reception or something. Come on, screen. Get... Oh yeah, that's over there. Come on! Oh dear God. This is so weird, I don't know why it does this. Oh, nearly there. This is the slowest thing ever. It's a receptionist. Hello there. Well, here you are. Better late than never, I guess. Just unload the whiskey over there by the elevator. I'll figure something out. We're actually a bit lost, Mom. You're lost? So you're not the... Sorry, honest mistake. We're supposed to have a little celebration here at the office, but the whiskey never showed up. I saw your truck and thought, but you don't really look like one of the boys from Distillery anyway. What do the boys from Distillery look like? You never seen the boys from Hard Times? Well, count your blessings. They cut a grim profile. And it's clear you're new to this territory. I expect you just mean to be passing through. We're looking for Dogwood Drive. Do you know where that is? Dogwood. Nope. You're going to need to talk to someone upstairs about that. One of the map clerks, but first we've got to get you in the system, so you need an appointment with one of the ingestion clerks. Let's see. Rick is booked proofreading drafts all afternoon and wanders out on a site. Let me go make some calls and see if we have anyone free. There are some books over there in the waiting area. Or just take a look around. Have you seen our grotesques? Oh, this is scary as hell. I thought this place was going to be like normal. I don't want any more slow panning. The television is playing what looks like a nature documentary. A hermit crab scuttles across a beach. Its shell is an awkward shape. It must have once belonged to a different crab. The television is playing a cartoon about a bird. The cartoon bird collects pieces for its nest. A scarf, a plastic shopping bag, a bit of young girl's hair. The nest is warm, but precariously fragile. This is such a bizarre game. Ah, good. I thought you'd left. People can be so impatient. You never know. Well, I have you meeting with Lulu Chamberlain. She's a senior clerk and doesn't usually handle the ingestion process, but she's the only one with a room on her plate this evening. My schedule says she's on the 5th floor reviewing some diagrams. The elevator is just back to the left there, 5th floor. To the left. Oh man, it's going to take us like an hour to get over here. What is up with this thing? I swear to God. There's no way it's meant to be this slow, and I cannot make it go any faster. Unless... Let me just pause right here. I was just curious if there might be a... If there was some sort of setting to do this. Yeah. I actually did contact the devs about this game before previously. It's alright, Colonel, we've only been doing a little bit. I did actually contact the devs a while back about this game, because I got it for my Mac, and it worked for a while, and then I couldn't get it to begin. And I actually got a direct answer from the developers themselves, because I think it was only a couple of people made it, it wasn't like a big team or anything. Oh man, this is so annoying. There's Lula. Some books here. 3 books are piled on the table: a service manual for a sewage pump, some architectural plans for a bungalow, and a slim collection of Japanese death haiku. An envelope is protruding from the bottom of the stack. Let's have a little look. The envelope reads Bureau of Secret Tourism. It contains several small handwritten brochures with ritualistic directions to bizarre locations. Why are they bizarre? I love the graphic style of these, like as if they're kind of like hanging plants or something. Kind of like want to press all my keys or something, like off chance it'll make it go faster. See, it should be that when I click this thing, it makes it go out, you know, it centers the screen, so it should center on the little thing that I dropped down. Ping! Right, let's get the hell up here. She's on the 5th floor, right? Bears. She's on the 1st floor, surely. Look, 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 and all of a sudden it pans like super fast. Hello, are you lost? We're looking for Lula Chamberlain. Oh no, she's much too busy. Let's get some of our junior clerks to sort your paperwork first so we don't waste any of Mrs. Chamberlain's time. It's a pretty straightforward process. First you'll need to get a case number assigned, talk to Clark Metzstein about that, and she's just over there at the end of the room. Happy to help. Let's go see Clark Metzstein. I don't care what it is we do, so long as it doesn't involve us moving off of this screen. Hi, how are you? I'm fine, thank you. I just need your ingestion card and a list of your 5 permanent addresses. This is like the most exciting game ever, I swear to God. It's going to be like literally like, yeah, now let's have our paperwork, and if you could just give us your insurance number and blah. Let's just skip it. Which one of you is Lula Chamberlain? Oh, sure. That's her in the cardigan. Anyway, now we're getting to the root of the matter. Ain't no one got time for that paperwork. Having fun in the paperclip labyrinth? Well, you made it eventually. You look exhausted. I'd offer you my seat, but my ankles are turning on me. Arthritis? Well, Dr. Truman says my joints are eroding one another. They've been collaborating for decades. It's only natural they want to kill each other now. She's very kind of forthright about her medical conditions. Well, enough about my hateful wrists and ankles. This concrete bunker of an office is just a waypoint for you. Where is it you're trying to go? We're having trouble navigating the Zero. Just navigating. Apropos of nothing. The Zero doesn't work like other roads. You can't just drive and expect to find yourself somewhere. You must be more deliberate than when driving on surface roads. And in a way, much less deliberate. We're looking for Dogwood Drive. Dogwood Drive. It's funny, do you know, I used to live on Dogwood Drive. This was years ago. A grimy old house, basement full of insects, attic full of birds. I had a few roommates. We all worked at the university. I had a dog and drank whiskey and beer and made sculptures. But that Dogwood was a surface road. With a name like that, it would have to be. What are you doing on the Zero? Gas station attendant told us we need to take the Zero to get there. Gas station attendant. Friendly blind man about my age. Hangs out with an old cat. Likes to pretend he's a poet. His name's Joseph. Do you know him? Joseph and I used to work together. And we lived together. We were friends. But that was a long time ago. We haven't spoken in years. Do you know why he's pointed you this way? It's because he's still in love with me, of course. And now he's implicated you quite inconsiderately. And in your condition, it's appalling. So I'm very sorry for wasting your time, but I'm afraid you've been misled. Excuse me. But where's the Dogwood Drive you lived on? Maybe it's the same one. No, it's not possible. The Dogwood Drive I lived on is now called Pale Dogwood Drive. They've renamed all the streets, you see. Too many streets with the same names. It was never a problem before, but now we have these databases and it's all too confusing for the computer. Computer has no sense of ambiguity, so it proclaims an error. Name collisions, they call them. So my Dogwood Drive is Pale Dogwood Drive. And another might be Large Leaf Dogwood Drive, or Himalayan Flowering Dogwood Drive, and so on. But one of them is still just Dogwood Drive. Or so we might hope. It's really a matter of consulting records, of which we have an abundance here. So, do you have a record of those streets? I expect we must. They'll be up in archives and records, 4th floor. It'll be filed under O for odonyms, probably, or G for generic, or maybe S for specific, depending on which part of the street name is changed. I don't like this Lula person. It's been quite difficult for no reason. So up we go to the 4th. Bing bong. Off we go, 4th floor. What the hell with the bears? That's like the most random thing ever. Why is there a floor of bears? Like, what is up with that? We got to, like, will they eat us or something? We've got to look at the bears. What is up with these bears, seriously? Oh, come on, we have to go through all this every time. Come on. I've got to. Why is there a floor of bears? I don't understand. This game is curious already, and I'm just like, why is there a floor of bears? Hello, bears. We don't talk to the bears. This is so bizarre. What the hell? Where are you going? This is ultimately weird. Anyway, let's go back to the archives, I guess. That's so random. Like, just bears. This is the kind of game my brother would make. Just like obscurity. Like for no reason. Like, yeah, let's just throw some bears in there. Why not? Curiousness. Okay, archives records. Why bears? Oh, God. Okay. So here we are. Documents. Because we know this game is all about documents. Damn, this place is a mess. Take a look through that logbook, I guess. Maybe there's some kind of system to all these boxes. I'll just start digging. Small logbook has a smart leather cover and a few notes are scribbled on the inside covers. Most pages are just a list of titles, names and dates. This looks like it's going to be a lot of reading, unfortunately for you guys. Note in logbook. Document staff, please do not transfer any more records from the storage unit until we get the new file cabinets in. We're up to F and that'll have to do for now. Okay, alright, get the general idea, etc. I'm not going to read through all this because honestly it's a little unnecessary. 14. A single set of documents relating to coal mining. Operation was checked out and back in by several different people within a few hours. That's strange. Several documents relating to sporting competition venues were quickly checked out and back in over a period of a few days. Basketball courts, fields, alleys and parking lots. Failing antique shops folder missing. Listed checked in on page 63 but not present. Check in failing antique shops Monday 3 PM. Ed Bomb. Nothing? Me neither. Half of these boxes aren't even labelled and the rest are all from the first few letters of the alphabet. I couldn't find anything with the O, G or an S. Maybe that clerk knows somewhere else we can look. Yeah, let's go quiz them yet again. Ping. Right, back down to 1. Right, where are you going? Come back. There we go. Tell us what you know. Nothing? That's unfortunate. Well, they must still be in transit. You see, we've only moved into this new venue somewhat recently, and it's all a bit in progress. This was a cathedral not so long ago. Can you believe it? And then the Bureau reclaimed it. The old congregation has been directed to one of our storage facilities for their activity. That's where you'll find the street name records I expect of the church. Marianne at reception can give you the directions. Just come back here when you have the files and we'll begin the necessary paperwork to have the information analysed. Oh, and while you're out on the road, you might want to stop and see Dr. Truman about your leg. He's a specialist regarding ailments of the joints and limbs, and I know he works at night. His home office is in a small neighbourhood on the east edge of Bowling Green. Right, we need to remember these. Small neighbourhood, east edge, Bowling Green. Here's his card. Do stop in and see him. That leg is a miserable sight. Take care of each other. Right, let's get out of here. It'll take me like 1,000,000 years to get anywhere. It's weird, isn't it, how you can like drive his truck right into the building. God, it's going to take us another 1,000,000 years to get back to the truck, isn't it? Get what you need. Lula said you could direct us to the church. Oh, sure. The old storage lot. Just get back on the 0 and drive until you hit the crystal, and then turn around. It'll make sense once you get on the road. You can handle it. Okay, it's just a simple matter of getting back to the truck, which could be easier said than done. Oh, why does it do this to me? Seems to only be certain areas as well, you know, because we had like some areas which were like completely fine, and then others where it seems to have this bizarre problem. Oh, it's agony. Oh, that's interesting. You know what I did right there? I just tabbed the game and then came back and it instantly loaded. So we'll have to remember that for future things. I think it must be some weird kind of little animation glitch. Let's just see whether it still goes slow now if I move back this way. Come on dude, let's shift. Yeah, look. See, look, it's working now. See? Oh, curious. Well, at least I've found a kind of solution to that. That should make things less painful for us. Right, back in the truck we go. Onward we go on our journey. I just noticed there was a fishing rod over on the right there. I wonder if I maybe should have looked at that. Now we're on the 0 now. Doesn't this sound nice? Which way to go? We don't know. This game is amazing. So we have to find this doctor. I guess this is the place to go. This game is awesomely weird. Act 2, Scene 2. St. Thomas Church. This is very curious. Let's speak to the janitor. Oh, here for the night mass. Where's the congregation? I guess this must look pretty strange, a church without a congregation. When they first moved in here, man, this place was packed. They had a mass every night, 2 on Sunday. It got a bit awkward to fit everyone in, and the numbers quickly dwindled. Once folks started to see it was a thing that was falling apart, they lost their centre of gravity and just started wobbling. And the preacher stopped coming too, and he left some of his old tapes. Same with the organist, and I found some old acetates in the bureau archives, photos of people in churches, so I kept it running. You do what you have to, right? Right now we have to find some bureau documents. Oh, you're from the bureau. I moved all those documents to Unit C315 to make room for the mass. It's down at the other end of the building, same floor. I need to get the night mass started, but you can borrow my keys. I'll go. You wait here. Rest your leg. You're looking kind of pale. Nice lady. Well, I'd better get this running. Brandon presses play on an old tape machine. There are many days on which we proclaim the value of labour and celebrate the piety of the hard-working through feast or abstinence, recognizing St. Joseph the worker, who was foster father to our Lord Jesus, and who trained him in carpentry and in the merit of sweat. And this is one such day. How do you like working here? That's okay. I don't really know what else I would do. I used to play a lot of card games, you know, in high school. Some of my friends went to college, but most of them just got jobs. Maybe in a few years we'll be hanging out in bars playing darts or something. You're not allowed to play cards in the bar because it looks like gambling. My neck is killing me. I've heard everyone's telling you to see a doctor. Hey, I get it, it's too expensive. My dad cut his arm pretty bad on a job, but he stitched it himself because we didn't have health insurance, but then his hand didn't work very well, and he got pretty depressed, and, well, eventually he just sort of, well, I guess I don't know what he should have done. Who knows, right? So this is like a hobby? If you asked me what my hobbies were, I'd say card games, science fiction, and perspective geometry, but I ran the slideshow, and I play the tapes. I don't get paid for it. I take it pretty seriously, but nobody's telling me I should. Is that a hobby? Seems like there ought to be a more serious word for it. Okay, well that's it. Next there are some rituals that you and I aren't allowed to participate in, and I don't remember them anyway. Hey, I got it. We were just listening to the sermon. What? I found what we came here to get. The file and street name changes. You don't look good. Let's head back to the bureau and get this straightened out, and then maybe we should see that doctor the clerk recommended. Little shame. I was hoping that we might actually get to sort of, you know, he said it's the end of the building, and I was hoping we might sort of... Oh, Jesus, this game scares me sometimes. Oh, that scared the crap out of me right there. Jesus, are you right? What the hell? My leg's stuck. Okay, I'm going to pull you out. We have to get you out of here. There you go. Okay, are you hurt? Can you put any weight on that leg? It's all messed up. Here, let's get you onto the tram. There you go. Now, let's see if this thing has power. Hey, old man, look at me. Can you hear me? What happened? I don't know. He collapsed. I think he blacked out. He was mumbling about the old mine for a minute. The old mine where we met. I think I need to see that doctor. Yes, you do. How do we get to this address from here? I don't know. It's pretty tricky going back and forth between, you know, here and there. The bureau is the only way I know. Some of those folks do it all the time. Commuters. Just go back the way you came, find the crystal, and then turn around. This game is scary sometimes. I like how this game varies a lot. Oh, the sound kind of gets to me a bit though. It's like, listen, it's so weird, isn't it? This game is deceptive because it comes across as quite a passive game, you know, with all the very heavy dialogue. But then you get to these moments and it's unnerving, actually. It's really unnerving. So we can turn around. So we go back down here to the bureau. This game is curiousness. Act 2, Scene 3. The Bureau of Reclaimed Spaces. Here we all are again, back. Oh, my leg's getting worse all the time. And hey look, see, yet again we're having the slow moving problem. So, I'll tell you what I'm going to do right here. Hey look, there's a cat. I'm just going to quickly tab, because this worked for me before. There we go, it fixed it. Hallelujah. What is all this? Why is there a cat here now? This game is like really creepy. Back so soon. We need to get to the interstate 65. Lily filed your papers, so you're in our system now. I can process you whenever you're ready to go back. Just let me know. We're ready to be processed. May as well get it out of the way. Hans, receptionist. Can you tell us how to get to this address? We're looking for Dr. Truman. Of course. This is in a neighbourhood just outside of Bowling Green. Get on 65 going southwest. Take a right just past the observatory, just before the river. If you continue north, you'll be there shortly. Right, so I guess we get back on the 65. Right past the observatory. And here we are, look. Right past the observatory. So we're going to get on 65. There's the radio towers. There's the mine. I'm wondering if I'm going the right direction. I think... oh wait, hang on, here's the river. But we didn't pass any observatory yet, so... it's quite curious. Haha, that's awesome. On the stream here, Ghetto actually lives in Kentucky. Oh, that's awesome, dude. So let's get on down here. Ah, here's the observatory. And we're going to take a right before the river. And head north. It's got to be down here. Traffic jam. Let's see what this is all about. A line of cars extends down the road in a late night traffic jam. Traffic spelled wrong. Conway and Shannon can faintly see and hear some construction on the road ahead. Let's get out of the truck and walk ahead. Most of the drivers in line are reading magazines or lightly dozing. Conway taps on a window, trying to get an older woman's attention. She snaps awake suddenly, but ignores him, focusing on a point just ahead on the highway. The road ends abruptly, and a small crew of higher maintenance workers have been laying down a 10-foot stretch of road. They complete their project and step out of the way. As traffic briefly resumes, the cars stop again, and the maintenance workers begin on the next section. How bizarre to be kind of building a road as you go. Old Bowling Green Road, this is the right road. Surely. Where the hell is this place? We're never going to find this damn place. Maybe we had to like cross the river? Where the hell is this place? So take a right at the observatory after, just before the river. Ah, however, I wonder if that's a right from the perspective of the driver. Aha! It was from the perspective of the driver. Here we go. The neighbour that address on Luda's card has been demolished. In its place is a large museum, still partially under construction. So let's look at the museum. Act 2, Scene 4. The Museum of Dwellings. I heard the man and the lady talking when they first came in, but they didn't see me. The man said his leg was hurting him, and they were looking for Dr. Truman, but he was already gone. But they didn't know, so they kept looking around. This game is spooking me out. I just assumed they were from the power company, you know. They're always coming by unannounced and messing with this or that. I just shut myself in my room and to wait it out. No sense getting involved. They definitely weren't from the power company. Well, I wouldn't complain if they were, really. With that storm going on, I know they have to do their business. Doesn't affect me, I've got my generator, but you know, some of these folks around here, unprepared. Totally unprepared. Yeah, let's see what the dog has to say. Oh yeah, he was talking to his dog. Guy was a weirdo. What did he say? Just small talk, you know, like you talk to your buddies or something, like you talk to a dock worker. Just like, damn, this is a lot of rain. I haven't seen rain like this since that storm a couple of years back took out Lysette's herb garden. I just feel bad for that old dog getting dragged around all over by a couple of drunks. Old dog like that should be sleeping on a porch somewhere. That's loyalty for you. Well, they didn't stay long anyway. There's some crap over here. We can't go in here? Surely we can go in here. Guess not. Yeah, hollowing at that empty tent you folks have on display. You would need anyone to stay in there. I've been in worse positions. This is so weird. Oh wait, maybe we can... this will be like the sign right here. I guess he must have gone through some papers here. It was in some disarray and a few folders were pulled out and left on the table. It wasn't too bad. I only noticed because Diane is such a stickler. She's real organised, I mean. What folders were they looking at? Mostly stuff about the building site, I guess. They had a list of all the homes we relocated here. A list of original residences before we levelled the neighbourhood. I guess they were looking for one of the old residents. They pulled out a list of the folks who didn't take the offer, folks who moved elsewhere. They filed that back out of order. So I guess they didn't find what they were looking for. While you're here, well, it's kind of slowed down. It seems like, I don't know, you folks know what you're doing, but it seems like the residents are just kind of settling in. That's the idea. Yeah, I get that. Just how about finishing that roof, huh? You just write us a check and finish it right up. I know you've got this museum thing going on, but you don't want to be slumlords now. Weirder and weirder. Yeah, they came by and knocked on the window. We had a bit of a talk through the glass. I would have come out, but you know, shady characters. They seem suspicious. I already told you, weirdos. Walking around door to door, asking about Dr. Truman this late at night. I told them what I know, but in this weather? Do you see them poking around anywhere else? Oh sure, they were into everything. Walking around, looking at stuff, talking to people, talking to each other. I guess that's just what it's going to be like now, living here. What the hell is this? I heard them banging around out there and I just stayed quiet. I don't know what they wanted. Put my headphones on and tried to ignore them, to tell the truth. It's like what I do actually in real life. I want to ignore people. Down is this place, yeah. You know, at first I thought it might be Hudson walking up to visit. I'd heard him working on his boat just a bit earlier before the storm started. Then I saw the stranger's limping gait and the young woman with him. I knew it couldn't be. I invited them in for a glass of bourbon, which they politely declined, so I just talked to them on the porch for a bit. What was the stranger like? Well, what was the young woman like even? She was very sharp and mechanically minded. We talked for a bit about the construction of my house, and she was worried for her friend. Do you know, I don't believe either of them had ever set foot in a houseboat before. I don't know that older man had ever seen an ocean, in fact. It has always been my fondest dream to retire on a houseboat, and that's why I accepted your offer and moved in here. It isn't perfect, but what home ever is? I only wish the house would sway a bit. I find that it settles my nerves. Well, if we have another storm like that last one. I am totally confused by this place. Yeah, I probably will play some other games this evening. Look at this. What the Christ was that? We were working in the greenhouse and I saw them come up in the elevator. They were lost, obviously. It was obvious. Oh, of course. I saw them looking at that odd-shaped building, the rounded metal one. Yeah, the other one, house of the future sort of thing. I always thought it looked more like a grain bin. I guess it's sort of romantic. Anyway, they seemed interested in it. Tired, huddling under their umbrellas. They still stopped to examine this strange building. Difficult to see or even hear a storm like that, but I was awake and alert, studying the week's forecast. Should even out shortly, I'd say. We pay close attention to the weather. Hard not to up here. The strangers wanted to know how I cope with the exposure. I guess some people will never understand the appeal of life on a sailboat. It's tragic, I'd say. Well, then they had to leave looking for a doctor, I think. The old man was having a bad time. It was a short conversation. We need to find this doctor. It'll be an even worse situation than we were before. Flora was playing down on the lower level, and we'd been having a glass of wine in the greenhouse. We ducked out of the way when he came in. After all, they were complete strangers. Did you overhear them talking? Well, I heard the young woman ask her friend about his job. He's some kind of furniture collector or dealer. It didn't sound like things were going well. Maybe they were looking for a buyer? Yes, definitely some kind of furniture collector or dealer. I heard them talking about antiques. Oh my god, here we are. Here's the person that we've been looking for. Ezra. I saw you folks drive up. I like your truck. What kind of truck is that? We got a couple of them at the shop, but this is the only one that runs. Oh yeah? With the truck you've got to keep it up. That's why me and Julian don't use the truck. We just carry the houses. Who's Julian? Julian's my brother. He's a lot bigger and stronger, and he has more feathers than me, but he's still my brother. Where do you take the houses? Me and Julian take them out to the forest every night, and then we bring them back at dawn before the museum opens. Why do you take them to the forest? This museum is an okay place to live in the daytime, but it's no good at night. Folks just can't sleep in a place like this, or when they do it gives them nightmares. So we take them out to the forest to sleep, and then bring them back in the morning. And Dr. Truman is in the forest already? Yes, ma'am. He's out in the forest. Me and Julian took him out there a few nights ago, and he didn't want to come back. He lives there all the time now. Can you tell us how to get there? You have to follow the Green Riverway out east, and then hop over Lake Cumberland. The roads don't go there. But me and Julian can take you. We were just about to go anyway. I've just got to call him over. You like my bird sound? Jeez. A shadowy figure drags itself out of the lake, stuffs its limbs into smart blue suit, and trudges slackly out of view. This is the right lake, but then we needed to find the forest, which was, I guess, down this way. Wait, what the hell is this? There's a swamp. From a distance from the air, it looks like a swamp. Vines have grown over the street lamps, flower bushes obscure the streets, and a few of the houses have slipped partially into the ground, foundations cracked by underground roots. Maybe we have to go this way then. Just really chillaxing this. Must be it. Yep, here we go. Act 2, Scene 5. A forest.
Lost all my money but a $2 bill. $2 bill, boys, $2 bill. Lost all my money but a $2 bill. I'm on my long journey home.
I didn't want to speak over this.
Stuck and raining and I've got to go home. Got to go home, boys. Got to go home. It's dark and raining and I've got to go home. I'm on my long journey home. Black smoke's arising and it surely is a train. Surely is a train, boys, surely is a train. Black smoke's arising and it surely is a train.
Shouldn't be much further now. I think I see where the settlement ends over there. These woods go on forever. Well, no forest goes on forever. At some point there's always a road or something. A parking lot. Don't act so defeated, okay? I'm just thinking about getting back to work. We're almost there. We'll get you patched up and back in that truck. We can handle this. Have you ever been here in the winter? I bet it's all snowy. And totally quiet. Do you have any family you're close with, brother or sister? No, brother. I wouldn't say we're close. What does he do? I don't know. Just another drifter. A lot of that going around these days. You never talk to him? I burned that bridge pretty bad. Who knows? I guess I was always close with Weaver. As close as someone can be with a girl like that. She's always on her own wavelength, but we were the same age growing up and everyone else was so busy. When she disappeared, I got pretty angry. And I guess I just stayed that way. I never really understood her, but I knew her. It's lonely without someone like that around. Sorry. You're a good listener. You have a way of falling behind, don't you? Don't be sad about it. Some folks just move slower. He's inside with Dr. Truman. Are you coming in? Sure, I'll come in. Dr. Truman lets me watch TV sometimes. My folks never watch TV, but I like the way it looks. I like the way it looks too. I fix TVs, you know. Well, cool. A TV scientist. I bet you make a lot of money. My folks had a really nice house. Bigger than any of these houses, but it made them worried all the time. And the bank took it back. We had to sleep at the bus station, but I could never get to sleep, so I just went out to fly around every night with Julian. We flew really far, and we never got lost. When we came back in the morning, they were all gone. They just left you? I don't think so. All our stuff was still there. Maybe they got lost somewhere. Let's go see what's on TV. And yeah, I think during that exit interview is when I really realised how badly they had me. But how else can you pay for medical school? I have college friends with debts that you can't expect to pay that back unless you're planning to sell painkillers on the side or something. Or, you know, some kind of administrative thing. I don't know. Having seen what arthritis did to my grandmother, my best friend in high school, destroy his wrists building synthesizers, I mean, he was like 17. Ailments of the joints and limbs just seem important to me. I hope that answers your question. Getting a scholarship at that pharmaceutical company had a lot of strings attached, but at least I have somewhere to practice, even if I have to follow their market trends a bit. And hey, thanks to all those seminars, I'm an expert on the medical uses of Nurophol TM. It's not so bad. So how about that leg? What happened exactly? It was like something grabbed my leg in the dark. Grabbed like an animal? Or a piece of machinery? Could be ugly. I've seen some joints twisted right out of... Never mind. Well, let's start the examination. What are they singing about? They're singing about going home. Yeah, they're singing about their home because they're lost right now. It's a scary song. It's not scary, it's hopeful. Dr. Truman's going to help your friend. He'll be okay. It's nothing we can't handle. You might have a few things to look out for in the future. Be a bit gentle with the leg or the way you walk, but you'll be okay. I've dealt with similar cases before. So the anesthetic we'll use is called Nurophol TM. It's pretty experimental, but it's more appropriate in cases like yours. The way it works is, I'll count backwards from 5 to start the process, and then we'll just have a normal conversation as the Nurophol takes effect. Then we'll get started. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. So let's talk about billing for a moment. The pharmaceutical company I'm contracted with was recently acquired by an energy company. There's some different standards for billing and revenue. It's a bit complicated. End of Act 2. And there we go, guys. So as far as I know, that's the point of ending. But you can restart the acts and play them through in different ways. So that is essentially the end of Kentucky Route Zero for this playthrough. But you can play it out in totally different ways, and I think that you can play it on in different ways because there's so many choices that you can make, and every sort of conversation you have leads you in a different direction. And there's loads of different things, like you saw that when we were in the Zero, there's loads of other little bits and pieces. There's loads of other things like the antler route and all these kind of stuff. So I'm going to read up a little bit about this, and we might revisit it, specifically the Act 2 part, and just see whether there's any other things that we can do to sort of, you know, lead it on in different directions, or if there's any other resolutions and things that we can do. But it's very interesting the way this game sort of plays out. Anyway, I'm going to finish up right here, but I'll be back in a couple of minutes with another